And welcome, welcome to Hannity. After a second assassination attempt on President Trump, the Secret Service finally gave an update on the failures at the Butler rally back in July, the site of the first assassination attempt. We'll have more on that coming up later. But first, our country is at a tipping point. This is an inflection point for the USA. We are now only 46 days away from the most consequential election in our lifetime. Mail-in voting, it is already underway in several states across the country. And today, early in-person voting began in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where a brand new poll, by the way, released this morning, it shows the race is a statistical tie. Look at that. At this moment, at least. Now, Trump is polling far ahead of where he was at this point in the 2020 election across several key battleground states. Let's take a look. In Pennsylvania, for example, which could be the state that decides the election, and early voting is happening now, Trump is polling 3 points ahead of where he was at this point in 2020. He did not lose the state by a lot. In Wisconsin, President Trump is currently 5.5 points ahead of where he was on this day in 2020. In Michigan, he is polling over 5 points ahead of where he was in 2020. So, why are his poll numbers better this time around? Now, maybe because millions of voters around the country, to them, well, Kamala Harris's positions are still a mystery. And if you're knowledgeable, you know they are radical, they are extreme, and frankly, dangerous for the country economically and dangerous on the national security front. Look at her position on the border. Look at her position on Iran and some of these other countries. Her record is so left-wing that she has to hide her real positions from all of you. And so far, with the help of the corrupt state-run media mob, she's been successful. But make no mistake, Kamala Harris is the most radical candidate this country has ever had at the top of a major party ticket. And all of you, this country deserves answers to what are a growing list of questions. We have been putting these positions forward now for 2 months. Her positions on nearly every single solitary important issue of our time has changed without explanation. Does she still support the radical climate alarmist religious cult and their $93 trillion Green New Deal? Why did she co-sponsor that in the U.S. Senate with Bernie Sanders? Why did she co-sponsor government health care for all and the elimination of private health insurance? Does she still think it is courageous not to use the term illegal alien or radical Islamic terrorism? And if she believes it, why? Does she still want to ban fracking, offshore drilling? What about the radical position on illegal immigration? Look at the position Harris and Biden have put this country in. You know, think about this. She wants to decriminalize illegal immigration. She wants a path to amnesty, right? Earned path to citizenship. She wants to offer free housing, health care, education, sex change operations. And we have allowed into this country unvetted illegal immigrants from 180 countries, including our top geopolitical foes and countries with terror ties. They have been committing dozens of murders and rapes, even of young children, and other violent crimes, and there have been absolutely no consequences at all whatsoever for the decisions that they have made. They have allowed this to happen. And Americans are getting hurt. Never mind the cost. Never mind the fentanyl. Never mind, you know, the hard drugs that are crossing into this country. And by the way, she sat down for an interview last month with CNN Fake News' Dana Bash, and she said, quote, her values have not changed. She did a whopping 16-minute, 29-second interview. So why is she claiming her policy positions have changed? And she's not even making the claim. She has campaign aides saying it for her. Last night, she had a chance to clear up some of all of this. She had the softball of all softball interviews with Oprah. But as usual, she offered nothing more than a bunch of awkward word salads. And even Oprah couldn't save her from herself. Take a look at some of the lowlights.
Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be.
We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here. And yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. It's very important that we all speak to our friends and our neighbors about misinformation and help them now see how it occurs, where it is occurring. And so this is a moment where we stand knowing what we are fighting for. We're not fighting against. It's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam Vice President.
Now, what she has said is she supports the largest tax increase in American and world history, and the $93 trillion new Green Deal, which would end capitalism as we know it. That would be Marxism, if you want to look at an economic philosophy behind it. There was one moment last night in particular that made headlines when the two were discussing gun control. You're not going to believe what Kamala said. Take a listen.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
The giggling is not funny. Where does she stand on the Second Amendment and gun ownership? Because for many years she has advocated for the most restrictive gun laws, supporting a mandatory gun buyback. And by the way, what she said in that clip sounds an awful lot like Stand Your Ground, the same Stand Your Ground laws that she and Democrats have spent years demonizing. In case you forgot, let's take a look at her past radical stances on gun ownership. You decide.
Assault weapons that are already in circulation. What do you do about those?
Well, there are approximately 5 million, to your point, Craig. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment, listen, we're going to have to do it the right way. There's no question about that. But we don't have any, we have to get these guns off the street.
And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
Mandatory gun buyback, that would be called confiscation, and we can enter your home and we can check on your guns anytime we want. You deserve answers. But Kamala, her handlers, they're doing everything possible to hide her from the press. That was not a real interview last night. But finally, after nearly 2 months, she is now getting pushback on the strategy, even some on the left. You know, and by the way, take a look at what former Obama advisor David Axelrod had to say. Listen.
I said years ago that presidential races were MRIs for the soul, and whoever you are, you know, people they'll find out and they'll want to know. So one way you reveal that is through interviews and town halls and unscripted interactions. And I think she needs to do more of that between now and the election to give people comfort.
Well, the problem is she can't do it, and her team knows she can't do it. And it's not like a debate where she's going to memorize her lines and just like a robot recite them. Meanwhile, according to a new Politico report, Democrats are privately worried that the Teamsters Union's shocking announcement this week that they would not endorse her. This is the first time this union has not endorsed the Democrat for president since 1996. That could be a major warning sign for her campaign. Now, remember, a poll released by the union shows 60% of rank-and-file members, they want Donald Trump. Only 34% want Kamala Harris. And by the way, the leadership of the Teamsters should have gone along with the rank-and-file. Well, they made it halfway. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.